Field shot, loops it down there, and wide open. Then the ball is knocked loose. The catch is made, and then the ball is knocked out of his hand.
From Sachin Tendulkar to Virat Kohli.
You are lifting weights?
Correct. Does it not look like it?
Oh, the ball is free. Scooped up by Stroud. Circles, throws, complete on a busted play. Hutchinson.
Hey, Buzz Lightyear.
I love this shit. I'm gonna smile all day. Hey, cause it's fun when I whoop a man's ass.
All right, we're back again.
Again.
This is the second time we're filming this intro.
Filming this pod. Well, we are film guys.
We are film guys. We're into film.
Film sets.
Please hire us.
Please hire us.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be introducing myself first today.
First.
Throwing you a little bit of a...
Yeah. Ariane's opening the batting.
Dude, I'm opening that batting. My name is Ariane. My pronouns are he, him. And I am Ben Stokes to be here.
Wow. Amazing.
Wow. Top that.
Can't follow that act. It's impossible.
Can't enforce the follow on.
My name is Nick Cates. My pronouns are he and him, and I am Stokey Sasaki about Roki Sasaki.
Dude, that wasn't in the first take. That was great.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I know. It just came in off the cuff.
That was awesome.
That was. I knew this was the take. Cause boom, Stokey Sasaki.
Dude, I like that one. Lots to talk about again. We have been. If you heard our last episode, we kind of dissected the end of the Chargers season.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good things to say, a lot of, improvements for the next season to talk about.
But I think a tone of solid optimism.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Wouldn't you say?
Yep, 100%. Harb optimism, if you will.
Harb optimism, yeah.
Dude, we are killing it with the puns today. We got a lot to talk about again. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what we're going to be talking about? Why don't you lead into it?
Well, yeah, I think we may as well start by touching upon what happened in the to the less fun teams that ended up advancing to the next round of the NFL playoffs, which were played last week in various cities around this country.
Yeah.
So we had, I think the biggest surprise, the really big surprise of the weekend for most of us football fans was the Detroit Lions at home coming off their big bye week. Pretty underwhelming, man.
Pretty underwhelming.
They got pretty solidly cooked by plucky Jaden Daniels and the Commanders.
I have to say, I don't have a particularly strong affiliation with the Commanders, but I'm so happy for Jaden Daniels. One of the most underrated rookie quarterbacks going into the season, and what a season he has had.
Yeah.
I mean, he has turned the franchise around, you know?
Yeah. I'm as much as I like Drake May as like new Steve Grogan, my Patriots OGs will get that reference. I don't know. I don't really like the second kid in succession who looks like one of the kids I went to boarding school with, quarterbacking the Patriots over like the very cool and talented Jaden Daniels, who was only one pick behind where we were picking, one pick ahead. Washington was one pick ahead of the Patriots. But this isn't a Patriots podcast, so that doesn't matter. All the credit to Jaden Daniels. And, yeah, I mean, I did want to see the Detroit Lions win something. You know, the Detroit Lions have had a real rough go of it. Definitely, I mean, in the Super Bowl era, they're the most losing franchise I think that there is, at least as of a couple of years ago. And they don't often win much, and it's tough, to see so much promise go to waste with, this team for the second year in a row. But I'm excited to see what the Commanders can do, and ultimately, I think that you and I, and honestly most of America, all have the same goal and the same want out of this playoffs, which is we want the Chiefs to eat shit. Finally,
it's not even the fact that, here's the thing. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about the refs. A lot of talk about a little bit of flopping going on from Patty M.
Oh my God, from fucking Kermit. How about his flop ass commercial?
I love how you. I listened to the last podcast and you censored. It was funny.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
I'm always. Well, okay. There's
Go back to our last podcast and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm definitely into like the more absurdist use of the bleep. So I'm never probably going to bleep swear words on this podcast, and that's why State Farm is a good one to use because it sounds like you're saying shit fuck. But
Yeah.
That's gonna sound so good in the edit. But like the only corporate names that like I don't think I'm gonna bleep in the edit are like go out.
Yeah, but you
India
ain't.
Sweets and Spices.
Yeah, you ain't got the
Glendale,
keys.
California.
You ain't got the.
And stuff.
Yeah.
We love and stuff.
We love golf.
Golf is good. Yeah, golf gets the spare. But like a lot of American corporations, including like most of the ones that sponsor NFL games, definitely are going to be getting bleeped. And also, if you have a terrible commercial, I'm going to bleep the name of your corporation because you definitely don't deserve promotion. But yeah, so Washington Commanders beat the Detroit Lions. We want everybody in America wants the Chiefs to lose, and our big king, the man.
I was going to say this. Patty M. This is where we got sidetracked.
Yes.
Patty M. It's not even the fact that, of course, I dislike him. For many other reasons, and other than the fact that he's not a good sport. But the fact is, I love Josh Allen, and I think he deserves a ring. I think he's already got one ring. Am I right? Off the field. Now we want him to get a ring on the field. And I think he works his butt off. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And for all the buzz surrounding him, he's actually kind of underrated.
Yeah, I when I watch Josh Allen play, I sort of see a version of Justin Herbert that I would love to see, which is just a guy who's ready to take over the game completely. And I think, like, in terms of raw skill, like, I think that there's a lot of things that both of these guys can do. The thing is, like, in terms of running, in terms of making plays happen for himself, like, Josh is so much more aggressive and confident when it comes to those things. And, like, I hope that in Josh Allen we're seeing kind of a vision of what Justin Herbert is going to become in the next couple of years. But for the moment, I just want to see the Bills beat the Chiefs. I don't care that they're, a former division rival. The Bills never did anything to anybody, and they might just save America from the wrath of the dumbest three-peat of all time. So, yeah, I'm really rooting for them. And, I mean, in terms of the NFC Championship, we had the Eagles beat the Rams.
Before you get to that, yeah. I just want to briefly mention, I'm not sure you've been keeping up. I'm sure you have. But Ben Holmes has been kind of in repair mode because he lost, two big ticket coaches and one, semi-big ticket coach. He lost his offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson of the Chicago Bears, who took a head coaching job.
Yeah.
He lost Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator to the New York Jets, head coaching job. And then they lost their defensive line coach, Terrell Williams, to, you can guess this one, rhymes with the Matriots.
Really?
Yep.
Nice. You went with Vrabel? Well,
he's their new defensive coordinator.
There's a very great tradition of New York Jets coaches going to the Patriots on short and random notice. Starting with the greatest Patriots coach of all time, who was head coach of the Jets for one day and then wrote his resignation on a cocktail napkin, which, as much as Bill Belichick did go to North Carolina, like, that is some beautiful Boston shit. Like to just, like, sort of bait and switch the Jets like that, like we'll all always love him for that. And, even in addition to the Super Bowls, and as annoying as, Bill Belichick has gotten a little bit in terms of some of the media stuff, and, like, I wish he wouldn't go on with Pat McAfee, who's a fucking tool. He's still a cool fucking guy who hosts the Jets, and so we'll always love him for that,
Yeah. Just to round that out, the Lions are expected to hire the Bucs run game coordinator and defensive line coach.
That's good.
Casey Rogers.
That's good.
Who's going to be their defensive coordinator? So he's going to be stepping up.
Look, the Bucs had an underrated defense. They sure as hell put the lid on us. So.
Yeah, 100%. And Holmes is showing a lot of faith in Jared Goff. Despite the fact that he threw 3 interceptions that game, really didn't have probably one of his worst games of the season, I'd say.
I hate to say this with Jared Goff because I really do like his style of play as a field general, but he can be real inconsistent, man. And you really do see time and time again why the Rams traded him for Stafford, because Stafford is he's like in terms of intangibles and poise, like I don't know. I wonder if the Lions would have gone further if they'd never traded Stafford.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
You gotta think about that, but I don't know. But yeah, there was also, we should talk about the Eagles Rams game. I, as like a little bit of a haterade Chargers fan and somebody who doesn't really love the Rams very much, was pretty happy to see the Rams lose, especially.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm into the Eagles too. I think I'm probably like maybe more into the Eagles than any of the other teams left. Like on the whole, not to diss the Bills or anything like that, but I don't know. I'm on a little bit of a Philly arc. I don't know. I just like I'm just kind of into the Eagles' overall energy right now, and worst case, I want to see Saquon run for 250 yards on the Chiefs defense. That'd be so much fun.
I'm a huge fan of Saquon, and but I will say that I do love the Rams, being an LA guy. I love Stafford. I love McVay. What's not to love about them?
Sean McVay was at the Celtics game last night.
So I hate McVay. No, just kidding. Jokes. You saw him?
Yeah, he was sitting courtside at the Celtics Clippers game.
Dude.
Yeah. But anyway, so the Eagles beat the Rams. Very snowy day. I love a snow game. Everybody's got to love a snow game.
You're from Massachusetts. I'm from New Jersey. We both love snow. I don't know how many of our podcastees would agree with us.
Oh,
but
see, a snow game is. I wish you could have cricket snow games.
That is an idea and a half. They make things way too cushy for cricketers. It has to be just so, a little bit of drizzle, and suddenly everybody's running off the pitch. You can't do that.
No.
That's why they're getting lazy.
Extreme cricket.
It's just
extreme cricket.
You gotta
we need
make
snow
it.
cricket. We need uneven cricket. We need what if you had people that pitch fixed, but pitch fixed for maximum chaos? So they designed a pitch that both teams would hate as much as possible.
Yes. Yes.
Now that's cricket.
That's what they do in Chennai.
No, it's way too easy, and we should definitely have snow cricket. Snow football is so much fun. And it's especially fun when your team isn't playing, and
it challenges the athletes, and it's a whole nother set of conditions that you have to prepare for.
Yeah.
And it really gives, now that's home advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, a Rams-Eagles game played in
tons of snow.
Of snow.
It was pouring down. It was dumping snow.
And again, kudos to the Rams for putting up a hell of a fight. I mean, they almost came away with it.
They almost won.
Yeah, they
or
almost came
some
away.
might say the Eagles did their damnedest to try and lose this game.
They really did.
And I mean, they worked really hard at it, but it just they didn't try hard enough, and they ended up winning. So.
Dude, take away Barkley. Jalen threw for 128 yards.
Yeah.
No TDs.
I mean, if you take away C.J. Stroud and the entire defensive line, the Texans would have lost probably 12-0 against the Chargers.
The entire D line is a bit tricky to get rid of, but you get what I'm saying. Stafford threw for 324 yards and 2 TDs, and Kyron Williams.
Yeah, they got completely outgained.
It's rough, man.
Maybe Jaden Daniels is our next best hope for beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
I root for that kid. I think he's man, what a ride for him. But we'll get to him, I'm sure, as we get closer and closer to the Super Bowl, or at the very least the Commanders-Eagles game.
Yes.
But yeah, Rams took the L to the Eagles. Rough L.
I'm sorry if we weren't gonna win. I would have loved it. As a beautiful poetic end to the fires. A Rams Chargers Super Bowl would have been really cool.
It would have been,
and it also would have been really cool because it would have been majority Chargers fans. Because all the Rams fans would do what Rams fans always do when they make the Super Bowl, which is sell all their tickets to the opposing team fans. That's what they did when the Super Bowl was in LA, and there were more Bengals fans than Rams fans, which is really fucking funny.
That's crazy. That's insane. I mean, I would have liked either the Rams to end up in the Super Bowl or obviously the Bolts against the Chiefs and just drub them. I don't even want to see a close contest. I know there are a lot of sports fans out there who say...
the Chiefs are going to win a Colts... yeah, the Chiefs are going to win against the Colts. The Chiefs are going to win a close contest, for sure. or they generally win close contests. I hope that Josh can get like a 2-touchdown lead going or something like that. Just get the offense rolling, nice and efficient. Don't let them, control the game. They got James Cook. He's a great runner. They can get him out in space with screen passes. They don't have nearly the same dumb offensive play calling that we do. They don't announce that they're running inside run with like giant jumbo offensive sets. They don't have Sam Mustipher, all of these things.
It sucks to me that, it is what it is because they do deserve it, but the Chiefs have home advantage once again. Josh is going into enemy territory.
Here's a crazy thing, though. If we beat the Chiefs, because the Chiefs went 15-2 and we went 11 and the Chiefs went 15-2 and we went 11-6. So the Chiefs went 15-2. If that doinks out, they're 14-3 and we are 12-5. If we beat Arizona, which we absolutely should have, then we would have been 13-4, and that would have meant that the Chiefs only would have needed to lose one more game, and we probably would have been in a tie or had a tiebreaker against the Chiefs. I mean, it's not. Like, we're just not that far off, and it's very frustrating, and especially with the way that the Chiefs won all of their games this season, but that's why we have to hope in Josh. Look, they survived the Ravens, who have a more dynamic offense.
That's another thing. I love Lamar, and I feel so bad.
Everybody loves Lamar.
It's like, who doesn't? He's the complete package. He really
Studio
is.
City Slate's legend, Lamar Jackson.
And it's like you hate to see it, but you know what? He'll have his time as well.
Yeah.
He's having his time. He'll have his time. But right now it's about my boy Jay
He needs
Allen,
to get traded to the Patriots. That's what Lamar Jackson needs.
or to the Punjab Kings.
To the Punjab Kings.
Yeah. That's our playoff roundup for now. Well, we got the Eagles Commanders game. We got the Bills Chiefs game.
Both on Sunday.
Yep. I'm looking forward to watching at least the Bills Chiefs game.
Yep.
Which I'm sure the whole country will be watching.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see.
And that'll honestly probably decide whether or not I'm watching the Super Bowl. Because if the Chiefs make it, I don't know if I'm going to watch the game.
If the Chiefs make it against the Commanders, I'm watching it. If the Commanders don't make it and the Bills don't make it, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm watching another Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl as much as I do kind of want the Eagles to win over the Commanders.
Oh, of course.
A Bills-Eagles Super Bowl would slap.
A Bills Commanders Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Commanders have won more Super Bowls. So if it's Bills Eagles, you have a team that's either going to win its first or a team that's going to win its second.
Yeah.
So
I would say it's different. It's different now with the Commanders is a new sort of, they're going through this whole this rebuild.
What they're getting is not having to deal with Dan Snyder anymore.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, we just got late breaking news into the Bolts NFL newsroom. Liam Cohen, who works for the Buccaneers, I don't know the Buccaneers coaching staff nearly as well, has informed the Buccaneers he's taking the Jaguars head coaching job. So Godspeed, Liam.
Godspeed.
It's gonna be a
hell of a ride.
It's gonna be a hell of a ride. Good luck. And please don't embarrass the Chargers in the playoffs like the last guy. That's kind of all I have to say. And congrats on not having to work with the dumbass GM.
And now, a message from our sponsors. There's only one drink that gives me the fuel that I need to podcast. But not only that, it also gives me sheer life and long comfort. Ladies and gentlemen, that is none other than G Fuel, the only energy drink you'll ever need to watch the Super Bowl, and more importantly, to watch the Chiefs lose to the Bills. That's GFUE, because we don't take L's. G Fuel, for sheer life and long comfort. All right, so we have discussed the playoffs. We've discussed what we want out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. What else do we want to say about the current, past, in terms of this NFL season?
Well, one other piece of news that I forgot to mention there was some chatter after the season about whether or not our star outside linebacker, Mr. Khalil Mack, was going to
retire. That's right.
He
That's right.
recently announced that
he
he
will
is
not
going to retire,
Woo!
but he will be a free agent. So I kind of hope we retain him. I like having Khalil Mack around the locker room, and I think he's a cool guy, and I think he looks great in powder blue, and I think he's played really, really great for the Chargers. He had a career year, not this past year, but the year before.
He's Khalil Sack.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
Happy to see any athlete of his caliber decide to stay in for one more year, especially when he's still got it.
Yeah.
He really, really does. You can look at people that played late in their careers, and you can a lot of the times they played until they absolutely had nothing left in them,
Mm-hmm.
But when you're doing enough, when you're playing at your peak, when you're able to compete with no real issues, and you're actually doing much better than a lot of the younger guys,
Yeah.
you got to stay in it.
Yeah.
You gotta.
I'm glad he's
squeeze
staying
it.
for one more year, wherever he ends up.
Yeah.
He deserves to keep playing because he's one of the great and honestly one of the really underrated NFL players of the past 10, 15 years.
1000%.
And I'm really glad that he's going to be staying in the league one more year, and I hope he'll be staying with the Chargers.
Yeah, me too.
One other big piece of news, which was actually something that we were talking about, relates to something we were talking about a few pods ago. Mm-hmm. We figured out what happened with Asante.
What happened?
He had a stinger injury, which is not fun. It's very painful. It's like sciatica, but on steroids, and if when you move, like the entire side of your body like flares up in immediate pain. Yeah, it's a bad one. But
Was that contracted during practice?
I think it may have happened in the preseason or in one of the first couple of regular season games. But he said that he's really happy in Los Angeles and he wants to stay. So
Thank goodness.
hopefully he'll get better from that.
That imaginary Asante jersey that I've been trying to buy for 3 years, at least that didn't go to waste.
Yeah,
You know?
I think if he resigns, I think it might be time to
Time for me to
pull the
resign
trigger.
to buying the jersey.
Yeah, I think it might be time to pull the trigger.
Got to get out my savings account.
Yeah, I know the prices on Chargers jerseys have gone up so much in the past couple of years. It's insane.
Charging me
They're
too much
charging
money.
us. You're right.
Yeah,
That's not even a pun.
it's just straight up bad.
We're not even talking about puns being intended or not intended. It's just not a pun. They're charging us too much.
There's,
It's
like this is actually political
like
commentary.
that's just the actual use of the word.
like
you know?
literally, this is just like this is a plea for help. Like,
And you want to know what sucks the most?
let her rip.
The numbers aren't stitched anymore. So they on the second level.
They're taped.
Yeah. No,
they're glued?
They're glued. Yeah.
So they come off.
The letters. Yeah, the letters. So,
Dude.
so there's 3 tiers of NFL jerseys. This is extremely pedantic. There's like the authentic ones, which cost like $400 and look silly because they're supposed to go over football pads. And there's the middle ones, and then there's like the regular ones where like obviously the numbers are glued and like they're like basically iron-on numbers, like those are the historically like the $100 jerseys. And the middle version used to have stitched on numbers. It used to basically be the same version as like the on-field version, just without the silly cut and the special material that's hard to grab onto so you can't be tackled. And now they stopped stitching the numbers on, and like they started selling the royal blue and yellow Chargers jerseys because they're discontinuing them on sale at the Chargers team store, and they're only about $100. But the numbers weren't stitched on, and I'm like, I'm not gonna buy. I already have a blue and yellow Herbert jersey with the numbers stitched on. I'm not gonna buy one without since they lowered the quality for basically the same price as I paid for these ones. But
Yeah.
it's disappointing because I don't know. There used to be decent deals on Chargers jerseys that you could get. Now it's really damn expensive.
I mean,
and
I
the
guess
quality's lower.
I guess it's nice in one way because if the jersey prices are going up, it means more people are buying them, or at the very least they foresee demand.
It's league wide, I think.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It's
So we're not
league
even
and
special.
Nike, so yeah, no.
We're not even special.
No.
Beautiful.
Yeah. No.
Anything else you want to say about the NFL before we move on to stick and ball?
Stick and ball.
Because we got a lot to cover in stick and ball.
We do. We have. Well, we can. Yeah.
Well, really, it's one main thing I would say.
That's true. Yes, we do. We can. Let's go to stick and ball. I want to talk about my agenda winning again because I'm always right.
Dude,
And
you are always right.
always like it.
You should start a
genius.
podcast, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I'm surprised we're not doing a podcast right now.
Like
Oh,
right
wait.
this second. All right, let me get into this. Let's start with the SA20, unless you have something you want to start
Sure,
with.
we can start with the SA20.
Let's go ahead and start with the-
you get going because I have to educate myself.
Beautiful. South Africa 20 league, right? We're a little bit, we're 2 weeks into the league here. Let's talk about it real quick, right? We've got 6 teams, right? We've got Mumbai Indians, Cape Town. We've got
I hate that. I understand that like Akash is gonna do that, but just call them like the
You can just call them Cape Town.
Yeah,
just call them Cape Town.
Cape Town.
That's-
Don't they have a big rock in Cape Town? Call them the Cape Town Rocks.
Sure.
Because Cape Town rocks.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Nice. That's good.
There you
I mean,
go.
honestly, Mumbai Indians, Cape Town is less original than just naming your team Cape Town.
Yeah. And MI New York. What are we talking about?
I love that.
Really?
No.
Yeah, like
Who
you have
would?
2 cities.
Who
like
would?
no.
Yeah, that's
no.
ridiculous.
Name them like the New York subway or something. I don't know.
All right. MI Cape Town. We've got Sunrisers Eastern Cape. We've got Durban's Supergiants, not to be confused with Derwin's Supergiants. Pretoria Capitals.
I would root for the Super Giants if they were Derwins.
Yeah, same.
Supergiants.
Pretoria Capitals, Parle Royals, and Joburg Super Kings.
No Kings.
I'm a little upset that we don't have Knight Riders in
Or
the
Kings.
mix.
So this is
Or the Kings
kinda
in the mix.
disappointing for us.
I mean, the
as-
Knight Riders are known to have franchises all over. The Kings, not so much.
Yeah, but we got CPL.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got CPL.
But you don't have anything else. I mean, you know what it is? The most successful franchises tend to export their franchises abroad. So,
Hey.
no offense.
Hey.
No offense.
Hey.
No offense.
Just wait till we start talking about India versus England, and I continue to win, and my agenda continues to win and be undefeated. Because despite being a filthy American, I know ball.
Wow. Okay, so let's just quickly glance at the points table, and then we can go ahead with all the squad breakdown real quick.
Yeah.
The Parle Royals are in at number 6 games. Each team has played between 5 and 7 games.
Yep.
Parle Royals coming in at number 1 as of taping.
Of course, Rajasthan. Is,
Yep. So the Royals are in at 5 wins and 1 loss. MI Cape Town coming in at 2nd with 3 wins and 2 losses.
But last in terms of dumb names.
The Sunrisers Eastern Cape coming in at 3rd, 3 wins and 3 losses. I'm on board with that. We have the Joburg Super Kings coming in at 4th, 2 wins and 2 losses. We have the Pretoria Capitals coming in at 5th with
I like
1
that
win.
they also put it in the capital. Although South Africa has 3 capitals, but I think Pretoria is like the main one, so I like that they did it.
They
Like I
stick
think each of the like branches of government are in different cities in South Africa.
I like that, yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that they
Alright.
keep the capitals in the
Yeah,
capital.
In the capital.
Because if it became like, I don't know.
Here's the problem.
Like main capitals in America, I'd be like,
Here's the problem though, which is that if the Delhi Capitals people were to buy the Washington franchise, the Washington Freedom of the MLC, not to be confused with the old Washington Freedom women's soccer team, if they were to buy the Washington Freedom of the MLC and they tried to rename the Washington Capitals, I think they would find themselves in quite a lot of trouble with a certain hockey team.
well, the Seattle Orcas are owned by the Delhi Capitals.
Oh,
by the way.
really?
Yeah. So that's what they did with that.
See, they got fooled.
So again, Pretoria Capitals in at 5th with 1 win and 3 losses, and then last Durban Supergiants with 1 win and 4 losses. That's once again, Parle Royals 1, MI Cape Town 2.
Oh, sick! The Super Giants suck. All right, I'm into that.
Sunrisers Eastern Cape, I beg your pardon, Eastern Cape. Yeah, that's right. Eastern Cape 3rd, Joburg Super Kings 4th, Pretoria Capitals 5th, and Durban Supergiants 6th.
Yeah.
So let's get into a squad breakdown real quick. We're not going to go too much in depth into this. We're just going to give you the squads, and you can make your own determinations for the most part. Let's start with the bottom team, Durban's Supergiants. We have some pretty solid names here. Let's look at some of the top names. We also have a lot of South African talent, some of whom I personally don't know a whole lot about. But let's get into it. We have Chris Wokes, Kane Williamson, Marcus Stoinis, JJ Smuts, Dwayne Pretorius, Naveen Ulhaq. We have, who despite, by the way, his whole Kohli role, I love Naveen Ulhaq. Yeah. Anyway, captain, Keshav Maharaj.
Naveen Ulhaq, left arm, no. There's some guy on...
You're thinking of Noor Ahmed, maybe.
Noor Ahmed, yeah, who's left arm wrist spinner.
Or
the left arm wrist spinner, the
you're thinking
submariners
about,
of cricket.
yeah. Noor Ahmed, yeah.
Noor Ahmed.
Yeah. Heinrich Klaassen is the keeper. We've got Shamar Joseph.
Wait, they're in last place and they have Heinrich Klaassen?
Yep.
How did the Sunrisers not scoop him up?
And they have Quentin de Kock, by the way.
Quentin de Kock?
Quentin de Kock.
But I hardly know him.
Nice. Classic.
You're going to be hearing a lot of that. Don't you guys have Quentin de Kock?
We do. I don't think we're going to play him too much, but we do have him. KKR, we're talking about.
And we hardly know him.
We hardly know him.
To be clear.
Play him. We hardly know him.
Yeah.
And then Noor Ahmed, right? So this is a good squad. I think
they do have Noor Ahmed. Nice.
Yeah, they do. They've got a good mix here of batters and bowlers. You've got your pinch hitters in Marcus Stoinis, in Heinrich Klaassen, and you've got your opening batter, Quentin de Kock. You've got, Kane Williamson. Chris Wokes is a nice all-rounder. JJ Smuts is a nice pinch hitter. So that's, Durban's Super Giants is a decent squad. The captain is Keshav Maharaj, which they tried to make him the captain of South Africa for a brief period, but it didn't work out there, and it's not working out here.
Yeah.
So that's, that is what it is.
Yeah.
I like the squad, though. There's nothing to single out. I don't think they lack any sort of balance or anything. I think it's probably on the leadership to get these wins out.
Yeah.
Let's go straight to the Joburg Super Kings, because probably my favorite captain of the league that I've seen out of the two teams.
Is it Faf?
Faf du Plessis. I love Faf. They've got the same coach as Chennai Super Kings, Stephen Fleming. They've got David Visa. They've got Mahesh Theekshana. They've got Imran Tahir. So we're seeing franchise retentions all across the board. Tabraiz Shamsi, another franchise retention.
Dude, if you could get Tabraiz Shamsi in with Noor Ahmed, you could have two left arm wrist spinners.
Yeah.
And really be punk rock.
But they don't. They have Patti Rana, another franchise retention, right?
Yeah.
They've got Biran Hendricks. I've never been a huge fan. Donovan Ferreira. Faf du Plessis, the captain, right? They've got Devon Conway, another franchise retention.
Devon Conway he's on the Texas Super Kings. He
is a franchise stalwart.
Yeah.
Johnny Bairstow, Doug Bracewell, and yet another franchise retention, Moeen Ali.
Moeen Ali.
I like that squad quite a bit. For Faf at the helm, that's a great squad.
What a fail that they can't get Moeen in the Big Bash. What a fail.
Yeah. I love Moeen Ali. We got him at KKR, so I'm excited. I know I just said that he was a franchise retention.
Well, but he was a franchise.
Right, he was with
CSK for like
people who were affiliated in the last couple of years. Yeah. I like that squad. That's a good squad.
Yeah. And Sunrisers.
They don't have
Lame didn't retain their best player from the Sunrisers Hyderabad. So
that's Neither did they retain Klaassen, nor did they decide to pick up Bairstow. All right, I'm changing my vote here because MI Cape Town is coming up. Just for reference, they are second on the table.
Last in terms of names.
Last in terms of everything. Robin Peterson is the coach. I always liked him. Left arm off spinner. Played for South Africa. Gotta love him. Here we go. Rossi van der Dusen. Kagiso Rabada. Azmatullah Omarzai. Rashid Khan, captain.
I hate that he's on all the MI foreign teams. I hate that he's on MI New York. Rashid, please.
Come to KKR.
Rashid, come to Los Angeles, my man.
Yeah.
Chargers. Come to the Chargers. Play maybe like the Hassan Haskins role. I bet you'll fumble less than he does. And, come to the Chargers. Rashid Khan, come to the Chargers. We love you, Rashid.
We love you. Captain of the MI Cape Town, Rashid Khan, as we just mentioned.
Oh, he's captain?
He's captain.
Oh.
That's what I love. That's why I like this franchise.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
Good captain.
Colin Ingram, Reza Hendricks, both great. Dewald Brevis, again, great. They got Trent Bolt, another.
Dewald Brevis didn't get picked up in the IPL this year, did he?
If he did, I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't
at
think
the
he
moment.
did.
Trent Bolt, another franchise
Trent
retention. This is one of the weaker squads, I will say. I don't see a lot of batting prowess
That's a Kosh for you.
outside of Vander Dusen and Rashid Khan, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of stalwart batting. I see a lot of rookie reliance.
As good as Rashid is at batting, if you're saying that he's one of your best batsmen, you're not in a good stitch. I'm sorry.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the reliance on rookies is going to be, the name of the game. But again, they're second on the table. They played 6. They've won 3. They've lost 2. I think there was. It seems like there was one no result.
A few no results in this league. I was looking at. There's a couple teams that seem to have like more than one no result. Like Victoria Capitals has at least 2.
Durban Super Giants also has at least 2 no results. So it must be raining over there. But yeah, let's move on to our next squad. The Parle Royals, who are coming in top, and their captain is David Miller. I'm very surprised by that. But we move.
Did he go to Rajasthan? I can't remember.
He is with the Lucknow Super Giants this year.
And before he was with the JTs. The JTs.
That is a Danny Morrison reference. In case.
Danny Morrison.
So, here we go with the Parle Royals. Captain David Miller, Mujibur Rahman, Joe Root. Then we got Andile Filukwayo. We've got Lungi Ngiri. We've got Dinesh Karthik. Hello.
DK?
Hello.
What? Fuck, I might have to watch this league.
Dude, I mean, I've been watching.
Dude.
From afar.
Nobody told me we got one more gasp of DK and he's not with the Super Kings?
Dude, that's awesome.
Woo.
That's awesome. I didn't even know.
He was with RCB.
He was at RCB, yeah.
RCB. That's worse than the Super.
I mean, than the Super Kings?
No, I don't know.
Dude, there's nothing worse than the Super Kings. They're the Chiefs of the IPL.
I guess MI is the Cowboys.
Yeah, I know.
Let's put a pin in that because we need to talk about the similarities between MI and the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Pretoria Capitals. We're moving right along. But Dinesh Karthik, I'll say this about that squad. Again, not very strong. I think the first 3 teams that we mentioned, MI Cape Town, Joburg Super Kings, and Durban Super Giants, are the stronger squads. And they place, respectively, they place at 6th, 4th, and 2nd. So, interesting stuff. Parle Royals, one of the weaker squads that I've seen. In fact, MI Cape Town was actually pretty weak.
Honestly, if it was just you, me, and DK, it would still be probably the best squad in the tournament.
Oh, of course. It's all about DK.
It's all about DK.
Parle Royals and MI, as I mentioned, were probably the weaker squads, and they're 1st and 2nd. So, I think it seems to me like the SA20 is very rookie reliant. Yeah. A lot of local talent needs to be cultivated. And it's the same idea with the IPL. If you don't cultivate rookie talent in your squad, and that's what I would say, at least, the most experience I have is with KKR. You got your Rinku Singh, you've got your Arshdeep Singh, you've got your Varun Chakravarti. These are the people that are going to carry your franchise all the way through. And let's not forget Ankrish Raghuvanshi, right?
Well, and you also gotta remember, I believe now, if not leading, then about to be wicket taker for India men's T20 eyes, Mr.
Moving along,
Arshdeep Singh.
So let's move right along to the Pretoria Capital. Captain Riley Rousseau, and here's the squad. Jonathan Trott is the coach, as Nick drops his phone and catches it between his legs.
Yep.
Ashton Turner. Riley Rousseau, captain, obviously. Wayne Parnell. I've always been a big fan of Wayne Parnell.
Ashton Turner. I would have thought Ashton Turner would be playing in the Big Bash. Maybe he was playing in the Big Bash, and because Stoin's in one of the squads too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoin is. You guys can play it back, but the playoffs are happening now at the Big Bash.
Yeah, the Big Bash, and also Melbourne Stars is out of the playoffs.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm sure they joined the squad after the.
Thunder,
yeah. But we've got Wayne Parnell, as I mentioned, Anrik Norkia, Jimmy Neesham, Liam Livingston, buddy.
Oh, wow.
That's your guy.
Well, we will get to the India versus England T20. But
let's get to it.
Liam Livingston did not have a good day against India.
Yep. All right, we got Will Jacks. We've got one of my all-time favorite keeper batsmen, Rahmanullah Gurbaz. I love him. He's unbelievable. And Jason Behrendorf. These, again, just for sort of just for a disclaimer, I am only mentioning the top names from each squad, because, and for those of you who know more about local talent in South Africa, please feel free to, email us at
boltscricketpodcast@gmail.com
for more, because I would love to know more. I mean, obviously we'll get into the SA20 more in our future episodes, but the tournament lasts till February 8th. So we've got about a couple weeks left of coverage, a couple episodes perhaps. But yeah, these are bigger names. I'd say the Pretoria Capitals are pretty stacked.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, again, they don't have the results to show for it. They're 5th. They're 1-3.
Just like the other Capitals.
Just like the other Capitals.
Not
well, the
like
other
the
Capitals,
Washington Capitals.
the other Capitals are not quite as stacked, I'd say. This is a very good, pretty balanced squad. Now, I want to move to perhaps the most important team, and I only say this because they have won both championships. There have been 2 editions of the SA20. This is the 3rd.
Yeah.
Sunrisers Eastern Cape has won both.
What the hell is a Sunriser, man?
Exactly. Here we go. Captain Aiden Markram. Now that makes sense to me. He is a good captain.
You know what people don't talk about enough in regards to Aiden Markram is that his surname is a palindrome. Reads the same backwards as forwards.
What?
Yeah. Spell Markram backwards, buddy.
Markram? This podcast is...
Can you name another palindromic athlete other than like Jim Otto, but like that's 4 letters long? Like
Yeah.
5 or more letters of surname and
That's a
palindromic. You don't see. I don't know if I can think of another one.
That's a 7-letter
If you
surname.
can think of another athlete who has a palindromic name that is not Otto, please email us at boltscricketpodcast@gmail.com.
Or comment on either one of our Instagram accounts.
Yes, either one of our Instagram accounts.
Link in the description.
Yes.
I just make more work for Nick to do. All right, let's take a look at the Sunrisers Eastern Cape. Again, Captain Aiden Markram. Now, here's a special someone that I have been following for the last 15 years. Roloff van der Merwe.
What a name.
40-year-old.
Isn't he Dutch?
Yes, he is.
Holy shit.
He played for South Africa for a lot of his...
Gezellig.
He's played for South Africa for a lot of his international career. And he is a left-arm spin bowler. What a man. He has truly played...
He's roll-off.
And he's quite a good cricketer. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's got good bowling chops to back it. We've got Roloff van der Merwe. We've got Tristan Stubbs, of course, the talk of the town lately. Craig Overton. Our boy Aiden, of course. Marco Jansen. Again, another franchise
Punjab
retainee. Oh, he's now the Punjab
Punjab
King?
Marco Jansen.
I'm sorry to hear that. Zach Crawley.
I'm not a Zach Crawley fan because he's a rich British guy.
I'm not a Zach Crawley fan because he sucks at his job. Now, again, this is not a very stacked squad, but they are 3rd place, and they're two-time defending champions. So I think the conclusion we can draw from this in the SA20 is if you would like to see a lot more burgeoning talent, a lot more young guns shining through, go ahead and watch the SA20, because it seems to me like star power isn't going to cut it, especially when it comes to this league. I mean, I'd say the Parle Royals have probably the least amount of brand recognition in terms of name players, and they're 5-1.
But, I mean, the Royals, the Rajasthan Royals won the first IPL with a bunch of guys who were unknown, and some of them ended up being the biggest stars in the league, so...
Let's take a look at the Rajasthan Royals 2008 squad and see if that's really true, because I am very fascinated by that.
At the time, at least from what I know, my limited knowledge of the early IPL.
All right, let's take a look at the squad here. Oh, this is so interesting, because at this time, Pakistanis were also allowed to play the IPL.
Yes.
So let's take a look at this. Mohammad Kaf, Kamran Akmal, Darren Lehman, right? Graham Smith, Yunus Khan, Ravindra Jadeja, 19-year-old. Yusuf
Boston Celtics fan.
Ravindra Jadeja.
Boston Celtics fan.
Ravindra Jadeja, 19 years old.
Boston Celtics fan.
Yusuf Pathan, 25 years old. Shane Watson, 26 years old. Dimitri Mascarenas, 30 years old at the time. Shane Warne. Was he 38 years old at that time?
Yeah. He
was old.
Relatively old.
I mean, this isn't an ageism thing.
Honestly, like the last true great Australian to play cricket, right? Except for maybe like like Gilly.
That's a pretty
Hunter.
that's a pretty large claim, I'd say. The last great Australian.
Well,
to
I'm
play.
saying this. It's not like
I would
a
say
serial killer.
Okay. I would say
Smudger
that
could never date Elizabeth
Shane
Hurley.
Warne. If you guys, this is actually good that you bring this up because look up Marlon Samuels' fight with Shane Warne. That to me, rest in peace, Shane Warne. Of course, let's not. He's passed away now, but that to me was quite an altercation because I think Marlon Samuels did absolutely nothing to provoke that, and I think Shane Warne did give some interesting vibes. Let's just leave it at that. Because
Are you saying Marlon Samuels did nothing wrong?
And that particular altercation. All right, continue. Shane Warne, Morny Morkel, 23 years.
Morkel, wow.
23 years old at the time.
He
That's a
probably
name.
bowled really fast back then.
That's a name you haven't heard in a while, right?
Yeah.
Munaf Patel, I love him. Beautiful bowler. Sohail Tanvir, another top bowler. Siddharth Trivedi, who I used to like quite a bit. I used to actually emulate his bowling action. These are some big names, Nick. These are some big names.
Yeah, but a lot of them are very young, as you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count Jadeja for sure because he's 19.
Yeah.
He's not at his prime by any stretch.
Yeah.
But you got Shane. You got Shaney boy. You got Morny boy.
Yeah, but Mornay at like 25.
Yeah,
It's 2008, buddy.
Yeah, 25. 25 is
still young,
No, but it's not old. I mean, it's not like it's not. Yeah,
It's not 19,
It's
but-
not young. It's not young, but it's pretty old. Is what I'm saying. Actually, I say now 24, 25. You're starting to hit your prime.
It's also 2008. I feel like cricket thinking was maybe not giving as many chances to young players back then. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Right. You're absolutely right. I think thinking has changed from 2008 up until 2024. Right. I mean, right now you're seeing on the regular, you're seeing 200 plus scores.
Yeah.
But out of the 6 innings played in 2008 in the semifinal and finals, Rajasthan, Delhi, Punjab, Chennai. These are the 4 teams that made it to the semifinal and final.
Punjab making it to the semifinals.
And then binning it to Chennai by 9 wickets with 31 balls remaining.
Fucking made it, buddy.
As you did against KKR that one time. Anyway.
Oh my God, you have so many champions. Shove it.
But only one team, 1 innings out of 6 made it past 190. So again, it has changed a lot because now you're seeing 200 plus on the regular.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. So that's the argument when it comes to smaller names versus bigger names. All right. Well, India versus England. I know you have a lot to say about this.
Yes.
This is where this
yes.
is our final topic of the day.
Of the day.
Let's get into this.
Except for Mumbai Indians being like the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do want
Beautiful.
to talk about
All right. Let me first recap and then feel free to gloat because I haven't really seen the scorecard too closely. India versus England. England is put into bat.
Jay Shaw versus the Bastards.
England is put into bat. 132 runs all out in 20 overs. They use up their entire 20 overs to score 132 runs. Some key scorers include just Joss Butler.
Just Joss Butler. It was only Joss Butler.
68 off 44 balls, 154 strike rate. Pretty darn good.
Yeah.
India, in response, 133 for 3 in 12.5 overs. They win with 7.1 overs remaining. Abhishek Sharma with the top score of 79 off 34. Others include Sanju Samson, 26 off 20. Bull Jaffer Archer caught Gus Atkinson. And then Tilak Varma not out 19 off 16. With that, I turn it over to my boy.
Yes, because one thing that you skipped over were India's bowling figures
And
England's bowling figures. But so I want to draw particular attention to one of India's bowlers, Aryan, who produced quite a very good performance. He took 2 wickets.
I thought the way you were gloating about this, I thought he would have done a lot better. This is actually not as good.
What are you talking about? No.
Go ahead.
No, it is.
It's good.
As an Arsh fan, it's extremely good, especially considering what he usually struggles with. So in 4 overs, he took 2 wickets, which is okay. Like that's pretty strong. Conceded only 17 runs for an economy of 4.25 fiscal runs per over from my Fed chairman, once and forever, Mr. Arshdeep Singh. FJ, fuck J Pal. Arshdeep is my Fed chairman. Hashtag Arsh is my Fed chairman.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and say everybody else's bowling figures, and the people can decide whether they think Arshdeep did anything special or not. Hardik Pandya, he's my boy. He's the greatest of all time, but he kind of ate dirt a little bit. 4 overs for 42 runs and 2 wickets. Now, considering they only conceded 132 runs, that's high.
But you can still probably stay, since he did take 2 wickets.
Yeah.
Arsh, at least on this night, was still taking wicks and banging chicks. He took multiple wickets, and he had sex with at least one person.
Varun Chakravarti, 4 overs for 23 runs and 3 wickets. Now, you decide if that's better than 2 for 17.
It's not.
And then Akshar Patel.
It's not. I'm not gonna let you.
4
I'm not gonna let
overs.
you change your opinion on Varun Chakravarti.
I know I don't like Varun Chakravarti, but he
I know.
bowled better than Arshdeep Singh. That's all I'm saying. On a given day. All right, Akshar Patel, again, my favorite cricketer of all time. 4 overs, 1 maiden.
That's cool.
2 for 22. Right?
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And then Ravi Bishnoi, Ravi Bishnoi was out bowled by Arshdeep for sure. At least in my opinion. I mean, you guys can decide for yourself. 4 overs, none for 22, which is still good, but again, no wickets, which sucks to suck, right?
4.25, and Arsh was really well. I guess Hardik also bowls pace, but the rest of those guys are spinners.
I feel bad for Ravi Bishnoi because he's somebody who puts pressure on the batsman, right? And it ends up being that batsmen play him out and they try to take risks against other spinners, including Akshar Patel, Varun Chakravarti, and then those kids end up getting the wickets, and Ravi Bishnoi ends up wicketless. But I'm glad that he's playing for India. I'm glad he's playing in a high-stakes series like against England. It's good to see. But yeah, again, as far as Arshdeep Singh goes, I'm not denying that it was a great bowling performance, of course, but was it worth gloating like that? I mean, I don't know.
Yes, it was worth gloating like that because he's India's almost all-time, if not all-time, wicket taker in T20 eyes, and I'm just too lazy to look it up.
I want to make a special shout out for Abhishek Sharma because he has been somebody that I've really adored for a long time. He has been amassing runs for Sunrisers Hyderabad. He's such a young player, such a confident guy. He's only 24 years old. He's finally gotten his mainstay shot on the T20 squad for India. And 79 off 34. I mean, that is a strike rate of over 200. We're talking 232 strike rate. Chasing 133, no one else needs to do anything. It's great to see. And now I want to make a mention of something else. Surya Kumar Yadav.
We love Surya Kumar Yadav.
Do we?
I like Surya Kumar Yadav.
I don't like him, and I'll tell you why I don't like him.
Well, none off 3 isn't great, but
It's not even about... None off 3 isn't great, of course. And I was going to get to that. He has become incredibly arrogant. Since he's been on Mumbai Indians. When he was with KKR...
That's why he's got to play for PBKS.
Oh, yeah. A little bit of humbling never hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
He has become very arrogant.
Or as Fergie would say, a little party never killed nobody.
I think Fergie's wrong about that. But Surya Kumar Yadav, captain now of the T20 squad, which I think is absurd. Hardik Pandya deserves that.
Yeah, no,
that spot.
that is absurd, but
Right.
that's not Surya's fault.
It is not his fault for sure. I think he's become very arrogant as a result, though. I think Hardik's taking it like a champ. 0 off 3. What do you have to say about that? You know? But again, at the end of the day, a captain's job is to win, and he won.
I hope he makes no runs against Punjab Kings, but I hope he does decently well against everybody else and maybe stops being so arrogant. I don't know.
That would be great.
That'd be nice.
I don't know how many years he's got left in him. He's already 34 years old.
Yeah.
And
anyway, going through some of the bowling figures for England, Jofra Archer bowled pretty well, 2 for 21, economy of 5.25 from 4 overs. Sir James William Bottomtooth III, after 2 overs, had 38 runs, which fucking sucks. Mark Wood destroyed his own body for none for 25. Off,
did you say James William? What did you say earlier?
James William Bottomtooth IV.
What is that?
It doesn't fucking matter. Like that might as well be what the names of England's bowlers are called.
I was so confused. I was literally frantically looking like, do I have the wrong scorecard? But it was Gus Atkinson for those of you who were interested.
Adil Rashid, 1 for 27 from 2 overs. That's probably lucky wicket. I didn't see it. Buffety McTuffington, Duke of Bumfuckeryshire, 10 runs off 1 over, and Liam Livingston
Jamie Overton.
7 runs off 1 over.
How desperate do you have to be to bowl Liam Livingston? Is all I'm saying.
As a Punjab, listen, he's good for a wicket like every once in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
But
How desperate do you have to be to use him in
how
that
English
fashion?
do you have to be? Well, in truth, Liam Livingston made a fantastic score of, as the British would call it, naught off 2.
Yeah. Bodes well for India's series against England. It bodes well for the youth that they're cultivating in this squad, in the T20 squad. We've got plenty of time until the next T20 World Cup. Of course, the Champions Trophy is right around the corner, but doesn't seem like a lot of youth will be playing that trophy. But yeah, good start to the series. The next game is, they've got some time. They've got
on January 25th, Saturday.
So another day.
Great. We got India versus England on Saturday and NFL football on Sunday.
Lots to report on next week, and of course we got the SA20 going on a rolling basis. So
We'll have another T. We'll have 2 T20s because we got another one on Tuesday.
beautiful.
What a time to be alive!
So yeah, it's been
It's been a good test series. Not a test series. It's been a good T20 series. It's
been a good T20 series.
After one T20.
It's been entertaining to see the thrashing. Next week we'll have a lot more to report on.
Yeah.
But that's it for stick and ball, right?
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to close.
With the Cowboys MI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
go
because
for it.
I've often compared, and you being from New York, Ariane, I'm sure you've heard quite a lot about this guy. I've often compared Akash Ambani, a frequent recurring character in the Bolt cinematic universe.
Are you gonna say Bloomberg?
What do you mean Bloomberg? No. We're not talking about political figures. We're talking about sports owners here. I've often compared him to, at least with you, to James Dolan, the owner of the New York Knicks, who obviously, around where you grew up is very controversial, often hated for running the Knicks into the ground. And, a lot of that is honestly because...
And the Rangers.
And the Rangers as well, who, it's always said that he's a bigger fan of the Rangers, and that's why they're a better team. But, I often make that comparison because, James Dolan, like Akash, is very crusty, and I feel like they're crusty in the same way of, unmanaged stubble type of crusty, and I realize I'm sporting unmanaged stubble right now,
But it ain't crusty.
Yeah, it is. Thank you. But they both have kind of lame unmanaged stubble and always kind of look sweaty. Akash is from a warmer city than James Dolan, so you don't obviously you see James Dolan in a coat a lot. You don't often see him in the short sleeve polo getup that Akash seems to eat, sleep, and do everything else in. But I was really thinking about it recently, and the truth is that I just think that James Dolan, despite superficially kind of feeling like the same type of owner as Akash, I don't actually think that the comparison is that great, because I completely forgot that in football we have another owner who is similarly crusty. And I would also say probably similarly wealthy, because Texas, Arkansas oil money is much closer to Reliance money than Cablevision money, which is what James Dolan is fucking around with, right? So there's really there's really one owner that I can think of that has the true combination of crust, hubris, limited success, and blue uniforms as Akash Ambani and Mumbai Indians. And that is Jerry Jones. So my question to you is, would you see Akash Ambani allowing tours of the Wankhede Stadium pitch while Mumbai Indians are practicing in the same way that Jerry Jones allows people to take tours of the Dallas Cowboys practice facility?
1,000%. 1,000% if they actually... Well, here's the thing. They're an influential enough family where I'm sure the MCA, if asked, that's the Maharashtra Cricket Association, if they were asked by the Ambani family to begin doing that, I'm sure they would do it. But, on paper, they have no say on the matter. But if they did, dude, 1,000%.
Do they have a separate practice facility outside of the stadium? Yeah, no, I didn't think so.
No, they all practice in their own stadiums. Like in the Delhi Capitals, because that's where I used to live in Delhi. Yeah. They practice in the Arun Jaitley Stadium, formerly the Ferozshah Kotla.
I kind of like the original name better.
You know what? That's your opinion.
Whatever. Like, I'm also a Staples Center guy.
You don't like Crypto Arena?
No, fuck Crypto.
Bro. That's such an unpopular opinion.
Arun Jaitley Stadium is a much better name than Crypto.com. I will say that.
I mean, you're absolutely right.
Like, I will give them that. At least they didn't name it
Crypto.com.
Yeah. Cricket Arena. That would be like, I feel like you'd really have to take some people to task for that.
Yeah.
They should probably have some protests in the streets for that.
Oh, 1,000%.
Imagine FTX.
Oh my dude.
Hey, the dirtbag Miami Heat did that.
Oh my god. I feel for you, Heat fans.
That really happened. There was an FTX arena. That was a real thing.
There is nothing that will ever beat the Jersey Mike's Arena.
There was a Jersey Mike's Arena?
There is a Jersey Mike's Arena. That is the Rutgers basketball stadium.
Imagine if they named the Ferozshah Kotla the Jersey Mike's.
I'd go there all the time.
It's true. I do like Jersey Mike's.
Yeah.
We don't have to bleep out Jersey Mike's. Also because Danny DeVito endorses them.
I love Jersey Mike's. I love all big corporations.
No.
Every single one of them. Oh my
god. So yeah, Mumbai Indians are the Dallas Cowboys of cricket.
In conclusion.
In conclusion. And if you disagree, email us at boltscricketpodcast@gmail.com.
And spam our Instagram.
Yeah. Do you think that Akash is also... Do you think he could ever get public money from Mumbai taxpayers to build like his own like giant domed MI stadium that had like a giant scoreboard that like sixes bounced off of?
I'd have to look into like the mechanism by which governments in the United States funnel tax money into making stadiums, because I don't know how that works.
Do they do that? They probably don't do that in India. Well, no.
They do not.
They're all privately financed?
They're all publicly financed.
Yeah, okay, but through like state cricket associations,
yes,
right? Yeah,
yes.
They're not for rich owners.
Absolutely, exactly right. Because look, the stadiums came first, and the franchise cricket came much later.
Yeah.
Right. So they don't do none of that stuff. Yeah.
But when do you think that Akash is going to build Reliance Park with like 200,000 seats? And a giant scoreboard in the middle that sixes bounce off of because he has to be Jerry Jones.
Dude, your guess is as good as mine. I don't see that on the horizon.
If that happens, I look forward to replaying the clip of this podcast over and over and being like, it's really funny that history repeats itself exactly. I wonder if Mumbai will give him the tax money.
I will say that, Maharashtra, Mumbai, it's a progressive state, progressive city, and I will say that we have a lot of smart politicians there, and as well as that, there is no family that wields as much power and respect as the Ambani family throughout the nation.
Yeah.
So if they went to the government with a proposal of that kind, I mean,
you say like we raise taxes by like 0.5%.
Yeah, I doubt
like 6 months, and that's gonna pay for Reliance Field with no ripped jeans allowed.
And Shah Rukh Khan is finally not banned from the stadium. It's like, there's no civic...
Of course he's going to ban Shah Rukh Khan from the stadium, because Shah Rukh Khan's going to make Akash look like 7 times crustier.
That's true. Shah Rukh Khan... But I don't think there's a civic body in the Republic of India that would say no to him on that, probably.
And then India gets to learn that public funding of stadiums for billionaires is a terrible fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I
and
really
that they
like.
should mass produce it.
That's one thing that I really like about going to SoFi is that, like, Stan Kroenke built that shit with his own money, and the Chargers are just, like, leasing that shit, and we're glamming on. That's why they keep saying Rams House, because, like, he's trying to emphasize that it's actually their stadium. And, maybe it would be if, like, the majority of their fans weren't completely asleep at most of their games. But unfortunately, they insist on being like American football Arsenal, and it's really frustrating that they went further than the Chargers this year.
Yep. But not that much further. So I guess there's that.
Yeah, there's that. So I'm glad they lost. I'm sorry to my Rams fan friends if you listen to this. You guys are cool, but
You got me in your corner. I love you guys, and I wish we'd gone further. How about that?
Sure.
All right.
think
All right.
so.
Well, great pod. Great pod. We got plenty more to say next week. Tune in.
Yeah, plenty more to say, and
Yep.
you know what? We will have
Don't
a
say
real
it.
special person.
Oh, here we go.
To say it with, because Shohei Ohtani
Yeah.
will be joining us
Oh.
on the podcast next week. Tune in. Thank you to my man Roki for hooking it up.
Thanks, Rokes.
So, for Ariane Ori, Arshdeep Singh, and everybody else associated with the NFL's 4077th team, my name is Nick Cates, and I'm saying, well...
I've got so much to say and so little time to say it. Great job, everybody. Who's got it better than us? Nobody!